Hey everyone, I've actually got a huge announcement that I'm going to be making publicly here. So some of the people who are insiders on my channel, so those who are paying members of my basically YouTube membership, Patreon, already know about this. They've known about it for a little while, but I'm not ready to make the public announcement now. So for the last few months, I knew that I was going to be moving. And it took me a while to find a house that I really like, but I finally did. And closed on it a week ago, and I've got about half my stuff moved in. So it's still very much a work in progress. Still a lot to do, but at this point, I wanted to make a public announcement about some of the things I'm going to be doing with the home because it is relevant to the people that watch this channel. 4 years ago, I made an announcement that I was building a video production trailer. In a very similar fashion, I'm making an announcement today that I am going to build a full media suite in my home. I'm going to be documenting that project here on the channel. There's going to be 2 different levels of detail that are going to be available. So for the public, it's going to be very much like the trailer construction series, where I sort of summarize all the work that I did as I went. Fairly short videos, just talking about like the finished product, how I did it, why I selected what I did, and that kind of thing. And then on the flip side, for people that are paying members of the channel and people that are paying on Patreon, I'm going to be going much more in depth with the process. So actually be showing videos of me doing the work. I've already started shooting those. So if you want to see the intimate details of how I pull off everything that I'm doing, you'll want to join me over on Patreon or as a paying member here on the channel by clicking the join button that's down below. This actually came about a little bit of a surprise. I didn't realize that I was going to be able to get a home as big as this that had an unfinished basement that I could finish out the way that I wanted. And so when I found this house, I loved it, and the fact that it had a basement, unfinished basement, was a huge part of that, and that allows me to do a lot of cool things. We'll head down to the basement and I'm going to show you kind of some of the stuff that I've got planned. So take a walk downstairs here, and we will enter what is going to become the media suite. Flip on the light. Okay, come over here to the left. This is the main portion of it. So this is a fairly large area. It covers the entire width of the house. And the main part of this room, I don't know, it's like 14 feet wide. I don't know exactly, I haven't measured it, but plenty of room for doing whatever I want. So I'll just cover this portion of it over here briefly because it's a little bit less relevant to the channel, but people will still be interested. So this is actually going to be my home theater. It's plenty big for that, and I'll be doing a projector, which I already have. Like, the nice thing about this project is I pretty much already have all the equipment that I need, and so my only expenses are going to be related to materials and then whatever time it takes me to build things. But anyway, so this will be my home theater. Projector, OLED TV for when I don't want to use projector. 7.1.4 surround. Currently using Mackie monitors for speakers. That will probably stay the same, although I may change my mind. Anyway, nice big room. And what I'm going to be doing construction wise, all these spaces in the basement are going to be constructed with decoupled walls. So it'll be wall, small empty space, another wall, like multiple layers of walls. And so that way sound can't get through. And then within each wall there will be an insulation to help prevent audio from getting through. And I'll be doing the same thing on the ceiling as well. So these floor joists you see here, those are not going to be touching my ceiling here in the basement at all. They will be totally isolated from one another. And then I will be doing insulation in there to try and keep the sound down as much as possible. Totally acoustically treated everywhere. So all the rooms that are going to be here in the basement are going to be, I'm going to go for a dead sound. That way I can add whatever type of reverberation and whatnot that I want in post-production rather than trying to control it as part of the recording process. Okay, anyway, so this end of the house, going to be home theater, and then flip around the other direction. This one's going to be well, I call it a recording studio, but it's going to be so much more than that. It's going to be set up for doing audio recording, but it's also going to be set up for doing video editing. So the current plan is along this wall over here to have 3 big monitors, probably 2 LCDs, 1 OLED, OLED for doing color correction. And then underneath that have 3 studio monitor speakers, high quality studio monitor speakers, and then a desk with a place for control surfaces and keyboard and mouse and whatnot. And then probably over along this wall have an audio mixer there to create mixes on the fly as needed. Probably just do something fairly simple and analog, but very capable for what I need to do. And then I'll be setting up for surround, so I'll have surround speakers along the side wall, along the back wall, along the other side wall here. By the way, it's stubbed out for a bathroom, so I'll have a bathroom down here. And then I'll also be doing some speakers in the ceiling for if I want to do Dolby Atmos mixing. So yes, this is recording studio / video editing suite / probably my office. Actually, I may actually use that room for doing my software development as well. Then I come over here, and this is probably going to be the one that's most relevant to this channel. This room is going to be for shooting my YouTube videos, and this is going to be the first one I actually work on. So this room is going to be permanently set up with a desk and lighting and with cameras for shooting videos for the YouTube channel. So that means it's going to take me a lot less time to set up for producing a video. So I don't have to set a trailer to cool down for 4 hours before I actually start shooting, which means more content for the channel. I'll just be able to, at a moment's notice, jump in here, shoot a video. It'll go over to the editing suite right away, or actually be recorded in the editing suite and start editing right away and get that video out nonstop. Also be set up, of course, for live streaming as well, because I do some of that on my channel. I'm still trying to figure out what I want the aesthetic in this room to be. Some of the ideas that people have suggested, people that have known about this have suggested, I think are kind of tired and played out. So like I had someone suggest doing a wall of shelves with vintage video and audio equipment on it, which isn't bad, but I think that's been overdone. One other idea I had was to just do a very large TV back here and use virtual backgrounds. So I'll set up the camera to frame me with the television behind me filling the frame, and then I can do whatever I want for a background. And that's certainly a possibility, but there's some challenges associated with that. I don't want to get Moiré effect, so I'd have to figure out how to blur the screen just ever so slightly. Anyway, it's a possibility, but it's something I need to figure out pretty quick. So if you guys have ideas, be sure and leave those in the comments down below. I am open to suggestion. Interior decorating, building sets, that kind of thing. That's really not my area of expertise. Wiring the place to work perfectly, that is within my realm of expertise. And so that's the sort of content I'll be focusing on most here on the channel. But anyway, so yeah, since all these rooms are going to be interconnected, I'll have video coming in and out of here, going over to the editing suite. And at the same time, someone could be over in the home theater watching what we're shooting. It can be a screening room for anything we're editing, or while it's being edited, someone could watch in the home theater, whatever. So very cool options there. The other thing I should mention is that this is all going to be connected into the trailer as well. So when I need to, I can have the trailer parked outside and then run fiber lines into this space here, and then be able to use the trailer for doing production. So I send video signals to and from the house out to the trailer, so that way I can do all the things that I normally do with my switcher, like picture-in-picture views and 2x2 and 2-up views, all those kinds of things that I traditionally do, and have all the audio processed properly out in the trailer and whatnot. And that'll all be done over a single fiber cable. So I'm going to wire the house so that the trailer will be able to receive power and networking and video to and from with just one power cable and one fiber cable for sending all the signals. So that's kind of the overview. I mean, I've got a lot more planned than that. Just wanted to make that announcement that I'm starting a huge project, and it's something that you guys who watch this channel will probably be interested in. That content is not going to dominate this channel, but it will certainly make up a decent percentage of the content that I put out while the project is going on. Speaking of which, this is not something that's going to happen fast. I've got an awful lot going on, and as you can probably guess, buying a home is rather expensive. So it's going to take me a bit to finish all this. If I was to guess, I'd say it's probably going to be a year-ish working on it in order to get it to a fully usable state. So yeah, this could take a little bit. But I want to take you guys along for the journey as I go. So I know there's a lot of people who watch this channel who will want to see this develop and see how this relates to video production world in general, because there's certainly a lot of overlap with what I'm going to be doing here with what I've done here on the channel in the past. So anyway, so that's the big announcement. Yeah, huge project coming up, and I'll be documenting here on the channel. So if you just care about the summary, kind of what I've done and why I did it, then you'll be able to get that on the public version of the channel. But if you want more details, then you're going to want to sign up for one of the paid options. So either YouTube membership by clicking the join button down below, or by signing up for Patreon. And I will probably be doing more videos for the higher levels, the higher tiers that are available in each of those options. If you guys have questions, be sure and leave those down below, and I will do my best to answer. I'm open to suggestions on things that I can do to make this better. So, especially when it comes to the aesthetics, the look and feel of it. So while I want to try and match the look of the rest of my house, I do want this to have a unique feel to it as well. So, but there it is. So be sure and join me. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do that right now so you can see how all this project goes. And again, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll talk to you later.